Hey, it's May and welcome back to Bloxburg. Today I am doing a super cute speed build that looks like a gingerbread house with a bake shop on the bottom and an apartment on the top. I'll add in some comments here and there throughout the video, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the speed build. Alright, to start off, I made a 6x2 kind of for like the porch area, and for the main where the bake shop is going to be, I added in a 6x6 box, I guess. And I chose these nice little arches windows for that front porch area. On top, you can see me trying to decide what I want to do for the upper level, which is going to be the apartment. Honestly, I think it turned out pretty good. I really like how it looks. I honestly don't do a very good job on decorating and designing all these things. But again, here's the top part right here. Next up, I chose to do this nice angled roof right here. And I think it just looks really nice, adds a little bit of dimension in the front. And then of course I add it to the side as well to make sure everything looks even. Here I decided to do this nice gable roof. I made like a tiny one first and then a larger one on top of it. And I really like how it turned out. The next thing I did here is going to be the windows. This might take a little bit longer because I haven't decided, I'm kind of just messing around with the windows. So it takes a little minute for me to kind of figure out and map out where I want my windows and doors to be. Alright, now I am trying to decide on which stairs I kind of want to pick out. I decided on having kind of like a more quiet entrance for whoever's living here so that they can have like a private entrance to their apartment. I think I chose pretty good, and then of course because of the stairs being so large I had to edit the windows. And I really like my choices. I also really like the choices of windows I chose for the top as well. And here I'm also deciding if I wanted to do some railings or not. I think I ended up deleting them, but either way, I think this turned out really nice. I actually really like how this looks. But again, I have to do some edits and everything. I do a few different edits just because I couldn't figure out if I actually really liked it or not. But I think I end up just keeping it like this. And then just making sure everything looks really nice. I wanted to extend it so it has a nice kind of like a porch on the front when you enter, and then I added the deck railings on top so it has a little bit of that Christmas cheer. Here I am adding some pillars, and at this point I also decided that I wanted to have a nice outdoor patio area, maybe where like customers can eat and stuff. And now I am looking through tons of different colors. I think I chose nougat, and of course chose more, I think it might be concrete, I don't remember. So the actual gingerbread looks like gingerbread, I suppose. I think it turned out really nice. I've seen other people do some way better colors. I just chose a more realistic one. But yeah, I think it turned out really nice. Here I'm adding the floors, and then I decided that I didn't like these because I like to do my custom floors. So you'll see me here messing around trying to figure out how to make the floors the way I want them to be. But yeah, moving on. I also decided to make sure that the roof looks really nice as well, and I chose to do a different texture for the roof, and I really like how it looks. It kind of looks like actual shingles, but it still keeps that gingerbread look in my opinion. I really wanted to do gumdrops, but I actually ended up doing this semicircle gumdrop instead of using the actual gumdrops you can actually get, because honestly I really didn't want to shell out all of my tickets for that, so I just made them myself. A ton of editing here obviously, but again I think they turned out really cute and I really like how they look, and I'm just gonna be quiet and let the speed build go on for a little bit more until I have more to comment about. All right, we are finally on the decoration portion. Honestly, the rest of the speed build is pretty much decoration, but I really like how this turned out. The little almost looked like icing. I know it's supposed to be snow, but of course, you know, whenever you build a gingerbread house, you always have that nice lining on the side, and I really like how it turned out. I think it's super cute. But yeah, I decided to try and make it more decorated. I also colored, of course, the gumdrops this really nice red and green color. I tried not to do anything, you know, kind of plain. I wanted it to be more like something you would take out of a box, and something you would actually decorate your gingerbread house with. All right, now we are finally doing interior decorations. I chose to go with these more retro style appliances, and I actually really like how it turned out. Um, but yeah, I think it's really cute. Of course, I probably forgot to not color some things, but I think it still turned out really nice. I'm not the best in when it comes to the interior decoration side. I also did this nice little countertop. And then of course a little display case. I had to turn that around because it kept glitching and going into that. Here I also used this like quarter fence. I put it inside of the counter there and then added an extra little gate. Outside here, I decided to do this cute little patio. I apologize if you're hearing some sirens outside. But I decided to do this little patio outside and these really basic tables. I thought they were kind of cute. They kind of look like gingerbread slabs in my opinion. Um, Honestly, for the rest of this video, you're gonna kind of see me struggle with trying to pick out the colors and the chairs and decorations and everything. It's just, honestly, it's not really my forte. I kind of just like doing the builds on the exterior, and then when it comes to the interior and designing part, I'm not really good at it. I'll probably do a little walkthrough of another house I've built. I'm actually really proud of the interior I've done on that one, but again, this is not really my thing. Um, Anyways, I'm gonna continue so you guys can watch and the decoration portion. Here, I've decided to turn off day mode and turn it into night mode. It's just a little easier so you can kind of see how the lights are going to look like during the nighttime. It also helps to see how dark it's going to look like inside of your build, and even outside of the build too, to see if it's too dark or too light. And for me, it's great for adjusting the colors that I want for the string lights. All right, we are finally at to the point where I am designing the apartment. Um, I don't know why, but I decided to go with more of like an old school apartment, kind of like a studio apartment. And honestly, I'm not a huge fan on how this turned out. I think I definitely could have done better, but it turned out cute enough, and I'll probably go back again in and, make better edits of what it looks like. But I think it turned out the best that I could at the time. At this point, it was like I would say almost like an hour and a half in already, so I was getting tired and I kind of just wanted to finish the build as best as I could. It was getting really late because, of course, when I do my builds, I do them very late at night. Here you can see that I decided to do the kitchen right here, just a really small kitchen. Um, but I also made sure that since she is a baker, she has like a nice little kitchen that has good appliances. And the color scheme here, let's not talk about it, okay? I think it's very old school apartment style, kind of what you'll see in like older apartment buildings. I think it looks really nice though. I went for these cabinets, but I didn't think they looked good. It looked a little too cramped. Um, and here you can see me kind of like trying different colors and stuff and trying to recolor everything that would look kind of nice. I also ended up, I think, matching the bathroom to these colors as well. But yeah. All right, we have finally finished up the build, and now is the nice little tutorial or walkthrough. I mean, the little patio is all decorated. The entrance here is cute, but I think I definitely could redecorate this or at least recolor it. I'm pretty indecisive when it comes to my color choices and patterns. Anyways, we made it to the outside area where you can kind of sit and enjoy and relax. Enjoy your little treats that you've bought. I definitely need to redecorate and recolor some of these things. I don't do very well with that. We're gonna head upstairs to our apartment side and enter. Of course, super small, super simple though. It's just for one bedroom. My nice little studio apartment I think turned out okay. Um, but if you guys decide to do this, please let me know. I totally think anybody else could do this better than me. I also decided to do this nice little walkthrough so you can see a nice little 360 view of it. I did better than I thought. I'm not exactly a Bloxburg builder. I'm not that good. But I think I did okay on this build. For me, at least, I would say I think it's okay. But I'd like to do this again in the future. All right, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun making this. Let me know if you guys have any suggestions for other builds. I'd love to improve my skills. As you can see, I have a lot of money, so I have a lot of things I want to do. Maybe next time I'll do a walkthrough of my house that I really like. And I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. And I'll see you guys later. See you guys, flowers. Bye.